Aditya, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, show the great British public you have got today. Fabulous. You passed your driving test first attempt with 4 minors. That's alone history. But look, you had an extremely difficult driving test. So we will explain to the public how we started to work together. But first, talk about your driving test because that's not the most important thing. So your examiner got lost on your driving test because you took the wrong exit at the roundabout. He said that's not a problem. Then you started to continue and he started to guide you. And then you went into the hospital guided by him. And then kind of you stuck. So how was it?
And well, the first at the roundabout when I was approaching, the sat-nav said I need to move to right. So I signaled to the right and I wait for the someone to help me. But the guy behind me was not ready to help me. He was driving exactly parallel to me, or he was so close I could not cut him. So I told the examiner that I'm sorry, I need to continue. And he said, don't worry, it's all fine. He will help me. But the moment he entered into hospital, it was kind of, he was also confused and I was already nervous.
He said, I've never been here before in this road, in this hospital.
And then whatever maneuvers we were performing there, sometimes I used to feel like it's part of test or it's not part of test due to his reactions. And he told me to take the reverse. Then I was looking everything. He was also looking everything. Then he said, okay, keep going. And I was like, I haven't checked still. And he's like saying to keep...
because normally if these things happen, the examiner says this is not your part of your driving test. He didn't say that he was totally in control.
He didn't say that. And again, when he said to turn right, everyone was going that way. So I started to go and he said stop like this. So I felt like he's saying to do emergency stop. So I didn't check the mirror. I just hit the pedal because I was already on 8. So but still it's okay. And then he somehow just took the route back to the same sat-nav and I continued the path.
Look, it's crucially important. As I said to you on the driving mock test as well, if you get lost on the real test, it doesn't matter as long as you drive safely.
Yes.
So that was absolutely brilliant. So guys, don't worry if you get lost or if the examiner get lost, you're still passing your driving test.
And I had lost on all my mocks, whatever we did. So I had so much doubt about it, but still Zsolt had told me that
if you're not passing today, nobody will. One thing was very interesting as you met with the examiner, then I sat in the car because you were still outside. What the examiner said to you before you started the driving test?
So the moment we met the examiner asked me, is anyone accompanying you? I said yes, so it's with me. Then he came with me towards the car and he said, before that Zsolt already told me that the examiner is a nice guy, and by the time I was with the examiner he said me, your instructor is very good, you'll pass, don't worry. And I was like, oh.
It's a positive start, but at the same time you said it was pressuring you as well.
It made little pressure on me that he would be expecting I would drive good, so I would not, I don't know whether he would expect any minors also or he would convert it into something else.
Let's start from the beginning. I remember when we had in the very first lesson and you asked me, why is it your price so expensive comparing to the others?
Yes.
Because you had some previous instructors, so we're not going to talk about names and driving schools, but what was your experience?
Joining Zsolt, I did a lot of research for driving instructors in and around Birmingham, and usually I take decision based on reviews and especially the latest reviews. And for Zsolt, on the every platform, his reviews were very good and very professional, detailed explanation, especially when I tried contacting, that the contact approach was also very good. So it was kind of proper dealing with the customer. And when I had my first lesson with Zsolt, even I asked him that why are you so expensive? Then he explained me the things that he avoids and the bad habits that other instructors should avoid also. So I was kind of 60-70% satisfied. Then I thought, okay, I will continue. And when I started doing mock, I got more confident that that's the reason, and today I'm 100% sure why.
Of course, we justified it. Look, I remember you said to me sometimes when you did drive with the previous guy, the guy took the steering in a roundabout and you never did drive alone in the roundabout because he was taking in control, which is very bad.
Yes, at least at the time of test I should know when roundabout comes what I need to do, where I need to steer. Like when I was giving the test, whatever situation I was into, at least I was mentally aware that, okay, in this situation, I need to take these steps, step by step. And like you break the big things into smaller pieces, take one at a time and just go through it. So
And obviously, we explained at first, as I explained to you the use of roundabout, then you never needed to be helped on the roundabout because you know what was the principle, how you need to deal with roundabout. So that's very bad. But luckily, we are over. Then we done, I think the major thing was also, we done the first mock test. And I remember I have a copy of the mock test paper laminated, but I have a lot of copies. I assure you, this is going to be the mock test. And then you said to me, oh, why don't you use just the laminated? You put the marks in and you wipe it off. And I said to you, you will see.
Yeah, actually, before the beginning of the mock test, I asked this question that he can use the laminated one which he have in the in his seat, and then he didn't answer me anything. But at the end of the exam, I was sure why he used
because
that.
Look, what we did, we made a lot of mark, and then you took it at home. Regardless the result, because obviously the first mock test is always crap. Okay?
Yes, it was.
And then we done a lot of notes, and then you took it home, and then you were processing it. If I would wipe it off and then I wouldn't give it to you, then you would go out with disappointment, but you wouldn't have any chance to record all of those mistakes and rectify it.
Exactly.
Then we done the next one, then we done the third one, and you could compare the three papers and you could see the process and the progress.
Exactly. Like in the end, I kept all the mock results together. I combined their results that were in first I did measure, in second, in third. I went through all the points to see, okay, these are the points that may be potential, which I didn't do. But then I reminded why I didn't do, what were the points that I did well. And then again, what were the cause that caused those measures, and I fixed them.
You could recall the situation completely in your mind because it was written and you took it home and then you could learn from it. What would you advise to the other guys if they're looking for driving instructor? What points they need to say, oh, I need to find somebody else? Look, I always tell everybody, go home after my first lesson and think about it. Don't commit yourself for 10 lessons. Do shop around and then you can find whatever you need. So what would be your advice to the next guy?
So it's Zsolt only whenever you are searching. The reason is very simple. It's not like he's just trying to complete his hours to make you ready. He puts the effort. If he feels like you are not ready, he will give extra time, extra attention. Because I remember in the third time mock test, he even allowed me to drive a little longer, and he continued in the examiner mode for more than 40 minutes. He was almost in the examiner mode till 1 hour and 45 minutes, even more, I would say. So he knows what needs to be done to make sure you are ready. But yeah, sometimes it might be that he doesn't click with you like he always says, but I find that statement hard to say at the moment.
So you would say, for instance, if obviously not everyone can come to me and see me, you need to click with the person.
Yes. Exactly.
Because if you don't click, and obviously if the person doesn't deliver what it should be, that's a red flag.
Yes.
Anything else you would advise to the guys when they're going for the driving test? Obviously, it's easy to say, be calm, relax a little bit because you were nervous. Obviously, I told you a little nerve is important because we don't want to be cocky on the driving test. But if you know what you're doing, you don't need to be over stressed.
I would say that before going, just go on little 30 to 45 minutes of drive with your instructor, or if you are on independent, whatever you want. But yeah, it will at least give you confidence to be in the pace, because once you start driving 45 minutes prior, your brain is already set. It has the tension of the test, so it knows where it needs to calibrate, and in 30-45 minutes you will be in the flow to maintain the actual pressure when examiner sits in the seat, and
you just continue to do the same with a different person.
Yeah.
Yes, it's important. I've been told many bad stories when the instructor said to the candidate, just jump into the passenger seat, I drive you to the test center, and you start the test from the driving test. That's a recipe for failing. Yeah. So we always drive at least 1 hour before the test for that reason what you just said.
Exactly.
And how to behave on the driving test?
Well,
keep calm.
If you lose the way, just keep calm, because it's not like you will be penalized if you lose the way from the sat-nav or even the instructor's examiner's direction. But yeah, it becomes a little tensed. So you need to keep your nerves calm at that time, because they are also going to help you. It's not, if you have done it safely, it's not going to harm you in any way.
Exactly. So as long as you know what you need to do, as you've been trained properly, you don't need to change your driving style, you don't need to do different things in the driving test. Just deliver what the examiner is asking you to do, so giving you the direction, You're such a smart gentleman and you work in a very, very high position. So like I told you, if you are in the client meeting, the client asking you questions because you know your field, you deliver it them.
Yeah.
Same here. You know how to drive, you know what to do. If someone asks you to do something and you just deliver it.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Congratulations one more time.
you.
And your wife is continuing in your seat. So hopefully I see her very soon. Good luck on the next driving test. Thank you.